Hey, it's Chef Jeff, and I've got a different kind of video for you today. You know, and you're probably gonna wonder like, what does this have to do with cooking? Well, if you just stick with me for just a little bit, you'll see where it has to do with cooking. But another part of what you need to know about me is this: I love to help people learn and grow in business, in cooking, and just really any area in life that I feel I have something to contribute because so many people have contributed to me. I've had so many mentors and people in my life that have really helped me and stretched me to become a different person. And so I was just got off a phone call with a buddy, and it just I don't know, it just sparked this rant. And I literally picked up my phone. I was like, hey, I picked up my phone and I opened an email as I do. I email myself more than anybody else, by the way. I email myself a bunch of ideas and thoughts, and I just hit the voice to text button, and it was just like blah, 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 right. And so this is what it is. I'm gonna read part of it for you, and so like let's just check it out. This is something that I hope will bless your day today. So I was talking to a small business owner friend of mine, and and it just got me thinking after we got off the phone that most small business owners, they're people trying to make something happen, right? And at some point they run into obstacles, and those obstacles are there for a reason because most people, we really don't like obstacles, and most people don't want to do anything with them, right? Me too. I mean, I run into obstacles all the time, and but obstacles are there to help you grow in some sort of way. But what happens when you hit an obstacle, especially when you're a small business owner and you've hit maybe the first 2 or 3 years in business, or COVID, something hits you and you have to shut down your whole business, and you run into these obstacles, most of the time you start to get desperate. And when you get desperate, you get distracted, right? And so when that happens, a lot of times you think you're being forced into a different direction, because when you're really just being told to kind of focus on what you need to learn, what you need to grow in order for you to get over the obstacles. So think about it. There's skills that you need so that you can prosper, because most of the time the situation you're in is a situation that God already gave you, right? You've already been kind of given this business or this situation, and it's not for you to kind of like bounce and go somewhere else. It's for you to focus on it and get over it, right? And so think about it. There's so many small business owners, or even if you're not a small business owner, just in like your life, your work, your business, right? That in the first couple of years you struggle, right? Even if you just got out of school and you're starting a new career, maybe a new job, you struggle. Maybe you struggle to make a profit. Maybe you struggle to make friendships, right? And the work becomes hard and it's long. And sometimes there's very little profit, very little money in it, and so because there's not much coming back to your pocket except for hard work, blood, and sweat, right? And I understand that. I've been there several times. I've had multiple small businesses, and the first couple of years are always a struggle, right? But when that happens, you have this choice, really, and the choice is whether to give in to distraction or to get direction, right? And so I followed the path of distraction, which kind of turns into destruction after a while, many times, looking for this greener grass on the other side, looking for new opportunities that seem to be more amazing than the one that you're in right now. Because the one that you're in right now, it's hard work. And it's not giving you that profit, it's not giving you that satisfaction. So it just makes you look around, right? And that opportunity that you're looking at, right, maybe it'll produce more. Maybe it won't. And so what do you start doing? You start calculating things in your head, rationalizing things, and then you start planning for it. And the whole time you're planning for it, you're not realizing it, but the entire time that you are planning this other thing, you're being distracted from your current situation. And if you don't deal with your current situation, there's no moving forward. Right? So it's time to understand that the habit in your mind is what has to change first, right? And when you change your mind, your actions will follow, and then from there, you won't go through that desperate to distracted point. Instead, you'll kind of go through that perseverance and overcoming, right? Because sometimes you just have to get rid of that other pie in the sky fluff that you're thinking about, because most likely that other opportunity won't turn into much, right? It won't turn into much because you're only going to give it 50%. Because you got 50% distracted in your old opportunity. So I'm a very big proponent of focusing in on one thing, even though it's difficult for me. I've got ideas like left and right. I mean, I have a whole writing file with 800 lines in it. Thousands and thousands of words of thoughts from and ideas that I've had over the years. I keep it in as my master writing spreadsheet. And there's so many things I want to do, but I can't do any of them until I finish the thing I'm doing now. So get clear with your direction so you can move towards the obstacles and hop over them, jump over them, kill them, blow them up, whatever you got to do, right? And so that you can move ahead, right, into the profit zone. I'm going to say the profit zone. It could just be into a better relationship with your spouse. It could be into a better relationship with people at work, and it could be in your business as well. And this is why, as I told you, if you stayed with me, we'll talk about cooking. This is why I like cooking so much, because I've done other things in my life, and we can talk about those a different day. But I love cooking because it shows you in real time what distraction ends up turning into. So let's just think about this in a cooking scenario, right? You're on the stovetop and you're cooking something, and you get distracted. What happens? Well, a couple of things may happen. 2, 3, maybe 4 things might happen when you get distracted, right? The first, let's take it easy on. I'll take it easy on you. Like maybe the first thing is you forget to put a little salt and pepper in there, right? And then you just eat this boring, bland food. That's one, right? And then maybe you forget an ingredient. It happens to me all the time when I get distracted. I forget to put in something good, and then again I'm eating this boring, bland food, or I don't have the complete flavor profiles, blending together to make the food amazing, right? Or you add something in late and your onions are crunchy instead of soft, or something just doesn't turn out right? And in the end, your food just tastes like dirt. And so then, but you can take it to a next level, and you could get distracted. Actually, let's back up. Most people, their distraction, that's all they get. They just get some bland food. It's really not that bad. And you eat some and it passes, right? It's really it's not a big deal. But then you can get so distracted, like your kids are running around going crazy, and and things are a mess at your house, and kids are biting and scratching and clawing and screaming at you, which is pretty much what happens at my house all the time. I've got kids that are 3, 4, and 6. So 6, there it is. And so what ends up happening with those guys is there's something going on, and just recently we potty trained, but before that, you're cooking dinner and someone's like, "Hi, my diaper's full," and you're running around to trying to fix that, and then you come back to a smoke-filled kitchen because something just burned, right? And we have this saying here that when you burn something, it gets bitter, and once it gets bitter, it never gets better, right? And so once you burn that dinner, you're getting in the car and you're going to Chick-fil-A and hoping it's not Sunday because they're closed, right? And that's just what happens. So, I love my kids dearly, and they are a great distraction sometimes. But I just use them as an example because everybody who's got kids, you know what I mean. But so that's the kind of the point today. Every day when I'm cooking, I think so much about the life principles that come with it. Cooking is just a great example of what, in a small sense, of what distraction will do to your life, and it could do to your business, and it could do to your marriage. So stay focused on what's important, and realize that even when you're focused on what's important, there's still going to be obstacles that you must overcome. All right? So get your act together. Stay focused. Mise en place is what we'd say in the kitchen. Mise en place.